about this happiness. Ever since you came to Gyan, have you tried in any situation, okay? There is something playing on your mind, or there is something that happened in and around you, and then you are feeling that wave of being upset, or that wave of complaint, or that wave of discontentment. And then have you tried coming to your place of being knowledgeful and tried to use a point of knowledge to change your state of awareness and your state of mind? Have you tried that? And have you been successful? Yes. So the thing is, if I have been successful even for 1 second to create happiness in the face of tough situations, it means that I have the power to create it. Yes, if I didn't have the power to create it, I couldn't create it even for 1 second. So the thing is, I obviously have the power, the capacity, the knowledge that can allow me to stay stable and happy in the midst of everything that's going on. But probably I have not filled myself with enough strength to sustain it very long. So we understand that the formula is foolproof, but the only limitation is that I have not built enough strength to sustain it for very long. And that same state of awareness, which helps you to shift from a place of being upset to a place where you're happy, that state of awareness, that consciousness, if you really drilled into yourself, if you really sustain that soul conscious state, then you could be always happy come what may. So this is the proof that there is no need to have doubt in whatever Baba says. Whatever Baba says is completely a matter, it's a formula. It's whatever Baba said yesterday in the Murli also, that I am giving you foolproof method through which you can have attainment. And that's true, but probably we don't practice it enough. We are not training ourselves enough to take the complete power of that. And why I came up with this thing today is Baba says the power of Raj Yoga. So Baba uses these words in the Murli today, the power of Raj Yoga. So you see, everything has a certain power. So there is a certain power that electricity has, there is a certain power that fire has, there is a power that water has. Yes, and used in the right way, these 5 elements have power, or the way humans have tried to harness that power, those machines have power. But Baba says the power of Raj Yoga is enormous. And the power of a machine can be that it can give you physical comfort for some time. Yes, and the power of these 5 elements is that they make your life easy and comfortable for some time. Or the power of, the power that a king has or somebody in a big position has. So you can win over someone physically. So Baba says there is physical power which can help you win over a state or a nation or something. But Baba says there is nothing in this world which has the power that Raj Yoga has. And what is that? Baba says that Raj Yoga can change you from a slave to a master. Yes, it can change you from ordinary to a deity, and it can make you the master of the whole world. And that too, a world that is integrated, a world where there is no sorrow, there is only happiness. So that is the power of Raj Yoga. But Baba says, do you practice it enough to take the full import of that power? And today Baba says that if you really want to, if you really want to put that into practice, then you must follow two advice that Baba gives. So what are the two advice that Baba gives? So the first advice that Baba gives is, forget whatever you see with your eyes. Only follow my directions. Implement this advice immediately. Now, what does it mean when Baba says, forget everything that you see with your eyes? Yes. So, if you take 1 minute and try to notice everything in the room that you sit every day in. You're sitting in a room right now, and in that room belongs to you. You sit there every day. But if you just pay detailed attention to everything, you will see that there are at least 1,000 things that you have not noticed until today. There are so many things that you didn't notice until today. You see, but you don't register everything, do you? And I remember once we were in this session, and then we were asked to count all the things that are white in the room. And then when we paid attention, we really paid attention to so many things that were white, and we never actually paid a lot of attention to them being white. So you see that what you see when you see is not an aspect of your eyes, it's an aspect of your attention. And your attention is an aspect of your sanskar. So you see through the filter of your sanskars always. Do you agree with this? So you see what you're conditioned to see. And you will be appalled if you really observe how much you are conditioned to see the deficiencies in others' behaviors and personalities, and not see the goodness in them. And if this were not the sanskar of the world, then we would not miss as many people as love them. So if you see, we miss more people than we love, because we appreciate them when they are gone. Because while they are there, we are very busy seeing the problems and the indeficiencies in them. So Baba says that when you are seeing through the eyes, don't see as you see, because Baba now says that you live in this world, but don't allow anything to catch your attention. What you do is, you always have your attention on Baba. when you are seeing something, someone, always have Baba in your vision and Baba in your mind. And don't see them as they are or as you used to see them without Gyan and without Baba in your life. Now you see them through Baba's filter. Do you ever think how Baba would be seeing everybody? So if Baba saw this world, and which he does, so I remember in the later years when Baba used to descend in Dadi Gulzar's body, so in those times, Baba used to just open his Vani, his Murli. The opening sentence would be, "It is Deepavali and all stars are shining." So if you just saw Baba and saw everything through Baba's vision, all you will see is a star in front of you, no body, nothing that you know or believe about them. It's just a star sitting in front of you. Doesn't mean anything. Through Baba's vision, every situation is just a situation. It is neither good nor bad. It just is. And it doesn't matter because you are more powerful than it. If you see a soul behaving badly, you just see the weakness, you see them that they're weak and they need love, they need knowledge, they need cooperation. So Baba says, you see but don't see this world because your vision is distorted. The way you are seeing it is not okay. And Baba says, forget the world. So in the Murli today, Baba explains this and Baba says, whatever you see with your eyes, including your bodies, have to be forgotten through knowledge. And this forgetting, so I will tell you something about forgetting. And there was this Mata who came to me and she said that I had a very bad relationship 20 years with my husband and I can't forget all of that. And then I told her, I told her many things, but then she said, I can't forgive him, I can't forgive him. Then I told her, you don't have to forgive him. You have to forgive and forget through knowledge. And Dadi used to say, don't forgive, just forget through knowledge. So if you try to forgive someone, that means you are registering their deficiency in your buddhi and then telling yourself to not look at it. But it doesn't work like that. So when you are seeing anything, because the world is imperfect and the world is full of things that you don't want to see and don't want to hear, so what you do is you keep forgetting everything through knowledge. And what is the knowledge that you apply in order to forget whatever is in front of you? So first thing you remember is it's temporary. It's temporary. And when you are in front of running water, you see you cannot touch that same water twice because it's flowing all the time. Similarly, time is such a flow that you are meeting a person and you are facing one side of his personality right now, and then in the next moment It's another scene in drama and another part of there is being played. So it's very temporary. So if you just understand that all that you're seeing is just temporary, and if you keep holding on to it, even if you keep holding on to it, it's just what it is, and it's passing in 1 second and another scene is coming up. It's just like news, you know. Can you hold on to news? News changes every second. Yes? There is a crime, and then one day they report that, the person responsible for this crime is some immediate relative, and the next day they say that no, it was some other criminal. And how many people do you keep thinking about in that course? So it's like news, you know, it's changing every second. So Baba says drama is changing every second. So when you hold on to that one scene and think about it, it doesn't make sense because it will change next second. And have you seen that with your close ones, you have a fight, and then you have 3 hours of silence, and in those 3 hours, you create such a big script. Yes, you think so many thoughts, and then you become miserable and you create bad karma, and then you speak so many words, and then after 3 hours, you're back to square one. Or maybe 3 days, you're back to square one. But what did you do in all that time? You just created, you damaged your inner self by whatever you did. So Baba says, when you are looking at something, know it's temporary. And keep forgetting it. Don't pay too much attention to it because it will change the next second. And this applies to everything, you know. There are, I see these motivational videos these days which say that if you're not in a very good relationship with your parents, mend it today because tomorrow they may not be there. Yes, so Baba says, when you are in a scene, just know that it's going to change tomorrow. This will help you to forget whatever you are feeling by being in its present state today. So even if so why do we need to forget? Because sometimes the scenes are bitter, sometimes the scenes are generating fear or some other emotion. And Baba says, in order that you don't get emotional, you don't create the emotions that are not required, what you do is you keep forgetting everything through knowledge. And just remember that the scene in drama will change, and use knowledge that you are a soul and you can just deal with whatever is and move on. How to remove attachment to the person or the scene. So this is the Shrimat you have to apply so that you eventually rise over attachment. If you keep not getting emotional, what is attachment? When you're emotional, it is attachment. When you're sensible, it's love. Yes, so in every scene, act sensibly. Don't get caught into emotion. Baba never says that don't deal with the scene or the person. Do it, but don't do it in an impure manner or attached manner or in an emotional state. So when you're not emotional, you respond accurately and aptly. This is what you do. And I will also like to talk about this. You see, there was this one mother and she came yesterday and she said that, Didi, I have been nice and I have been operating according to Shrimat at home for around 10 years now. But I see very little impact on the people around me. Yes, so I said, why didn't you say no impact? So she said, because there is some impact. So I see that there is influence and there is impact, but it's very little. So I said, you see, it requires 10 years for people around us to have an influence, in their behavior or personality, a little bit. So even a little bit requires 10 years of following Shrimat on our part. Now, I asked her another question. So, in these 10 years, what fraction of Baba's Shrimat have you been able to apply totally in your life? So you see, Baba's Shrimat is like this Shrimat for the thought, for the attitude, for vision, for speech, for action. There is every Shrimat for everything you do during the day. So what fraction of the Shrimat have you applied? So she said maybe 10%. And what is it for you people? So maybe 1% right now. So 10 years, 10% is fair enough, yes? So 10% she has applied in 10 years. So I said, and 10% of your 10% they have applied. Yes, so you are with 100% for 10 years, and it's okay that you imbibe 10% out of that 100%. Right? If Baba is 100% loveful, you have learned to be 10% loveful. And you think that's okay, that's fair. And you applaud yourself also for that. Are you not applauding yourself for that? So she said, yes, I'm applauding myself for that. So I said, they have become 10% of what you have become in 10 years. Fair enough? So she said, yes, they have become 10%. So it's working accurately, is it not? And I am very astonished when these questions come up, how do we do away with attachment totally? You will require a long time. There are 5 vices: lust, anger, ego, attachment, and greed. And according to Gita, attachment is the biggest one. So you will not be able to do away with it today or now, right now, yes? And I see that we are not even able to be consistent in our class presence. We are not even able to be consistent in listening to the Murli. So let's focus on those things first. So Shrimat means waking up at Amrit Vela, listening to the Murli, yes, observing traffic control, during the day going into moments of silence. Whenever you come into action, taking care that your vision is pure, your behavior is loveful, and then doing some seva. So all these things are what we have to pay attention every day. And Baba says, when you do this for a long time sustainedly, you will feel the difference. Yes, and this path is not a path of, this is not like business. So Baba says that you write a chart every day, just like a businessman writes a chart. Baba tells us to do that, yes? Where I went wrong, where I did right, what is it that I could pay more attention to. And Baba asks us to maintain that chart so that we can better our performance tomorrow. And this is a path where you have to ultimately become very honest and very concerned about self-progress. It is not a path where you look for results. You don't look for results after being a one-day student in school. Yes, 10 years you study in a school and then they give you a certificate that matters. Do you understand that? So you have to every day pay attention to whatever Baba is doing and Baba is telling you to do, and keep doing it. And this is about your relationship with Baba. When you have recognized Baba, you belong to Baba. You start doing whatever he says. And then he says, ultimately, this is going to make you Nashto Moha. Ultimately, this is going to make you very detached. Now, if you look at life until now, so every day we have been doing some things and we never realized what doing that thing is doing to me. Yes, we never realized that. And we have become who we have become because of what we did every day. So Baba says, just like you spent a life on Ravan Mat, you just spend a life on Shrimat. In fact, you spent 63 births on Ravan Mat. And every day you did what Maya told you to do. And this is why you've come to this miserable place today. So now you recognize Baba. And how do you recognize Baba? So I gave you a very easy example in the beginning, that when you apply what Baba says, you understand that it works. You have got a glimpse of it. And by following the teaching, you ultimately have faith in the teacher. And when you have faith in the teacher, now you don't question his teaching. You just keep doing whatever he says. There are some things which will make sense to you. There are some things which maybe it doesn't make sense to you. You understand in that if you don't reply back, there is Shanti. Yes, that you have understood, experimented. But you don't know what celibacy or purity is doing to you. Sometimes you don't realize it for many years. But then if something that Baba is saying is true, then others are also true, because this is Baba and he is the truth. And then you keep doing whatever he says, and slowly, gradually, you will be in a place where you will be able to see those changes in yourself. And I tell you, if you follow the way I am telling you today, others will be able to see changes in you even before you see them in yourselves. Because you will no more be concerned about what it's doing to you. You are only concerned that you are following Srimat. And your reason to feel loved and happy is that Baba is blessing you. And you will be able to feel it to your heart, that I have a relationship with God and he is blessing me. You will not look forward to whether you became free from attachment or greed or anything. Your life will be a life with God, full of bliss and blessings. So what I want to say is, it's not like you try to wean away from the world. You try more to build a relationship with Baba. And as you do that, the other part automatically happens. Yes, becoming attachment free, greed free starts happening on its own. And I will tell you one thing, when I came to Gyan, I believed, and this was very subconscious, and I don't know whether I realized it at that time. I believed that you do work for what you get. Yes, I believe that you do work for what you get. And you get because you do. Yes, and then as I started following Srimad, there was a stage when I realized that you don't have to work, you have to do good karma to get everything. This good karma makes you get everything. So it's not what you do, it's also how you do that matters. So even if you do less, you do well, you get the return. I realized this thing. And then today what I realize is, it's not karma, it's honesty that's everything. And not honesty with people or your job, it's honesty with Baba. If you're honest with Baba and you have been able to make everything of yours pure, your thought, your consciousness, your attitude, your words, your feelings, everything is pure, then even if you sit in one corner and meditate all day, you will get everything. Do you understand this thing, this whole journey? So slowly you will realize that it's not about work, it's not about the people, it's not about the world, it's only about you and Baba. And I know it takes time to reach there. And I told you the steps also. There is a time when you appreciate the labor you put in. There is a time when you appreciate the honesty of the labor, and there is a time when you appreciate that you don't require to labor. You only require love. And not love towards others. That's a byproduct, love for Baba. And when you have love for Baba, you become so lovely that others receive love from you automatically. You don't even have to give it. This conscious act of becoming loveful and giving love also doesn't have to take place. You are in so much love with Baba that you are so lovely that others automatically get love from you. So Dadi didn't have to plan, no? Dadi and Mama and Baba, they didn't have to plan, today I have to sit 8 hours and give love to everybody. So they were so much in love with Baba that wherever they sat, love flowed and everybody could get it. So this is how it works. So it's all about recognizing you are a soul and this is Baba. Whatever he is saying is true and you have a relationship with him and this relationship matters and you start doing whatever he says. And today, the second advice that Baba gives, first is forget whatever you see with the eyes. And the second is, when you belong to the Father, your give and take should not be with impure beings. The children whose intellects have faith can never have doubts about anything. Now, Baba also says, what is purity today? So Baba says, purity means free from lust. So how many people around you are free from lust? Nobody, right? Only the Brahmin family and Baba. So Baba says, don't have any give and take with people who are lustful. Okay, from you don't have any give and take with impure souls. Because when you have give and take with impure souls, you create a karmic account. Now, let's take one example. You have a relationship with a criminal, okay? You don't know he's a criminal, but you have a relationship. And you transfer some money into his account, and tomorrow he gets caught for a crime. will you also be implicated into it? Yes or no? Yes. But you were not part of the crime, but you were part of the criminal. Do you get it? So never think that when you give and take with an impure soul, you don't create a karmic account. There are some people who say, I donated to some place and then I don't know what they used it for. So why will I, be held for it because that was altruistic on my part? No. You are party to a crime if your money is being invested there. And Baba says, the law believes in crime, but in God's law, it's not crime that matters, it's paap that matters, sin. And some sins are recognized by humans and they label it as crime. But there are many sins which continue to make the world sinful and they are never recognized as crime. So Baba doesn't only recognize crime, he recognizes sin also. And it's not just Baba, it's the law of nature, the law of spirituality that recognizes sin. And Baba says lust is a sin, lustful action is a sin. And you don't give and take with a sinner. Okay. Now, what is this give and take? So Baba says, don't give your money to a sinner, don't take from a sinner. So no exchange of money from sinful souls. This is the reason why in Brahma Kumaris, only children, Baba's children who are working on the purity of their thought, word and action, take care of the yajna, the needs of the yajna, because other souls are not free from lust, so we cannot give and take from them. Okay, so this is very important, and Brahmin souls also should understand this, that you don't give and take with sinners, lustful souls, impure souls. And then the second thing is, it's not just money, it's time, it's thought, it's energy. You don't give it to sinful people. You don't keep the actions of a sinner in your thought. Your mind space is a sacred space. Somebody who is lustful will only do actions which can cause someone to get disturbed or upset. They do as they are, right? And why do you have to think about that? So impure souls will do what they are capable of. And you don't have to give your mind space to them. Okay? You don't have to give your time and energy to impure souls. Whenever you do it, so we give time and energy to impure souls, don't we? Yes, when we do seva also, it's impure souls coming, right? But you don't have a direct relationship with them. It's seva. So whenever you have an exchange with an impure soul, you must have Baba in between. It doesn't have to be direct. So there is only one area where we have contact with impure souls, and that is seva. And whenever we do that, seva means Baba is in between the two of you. It's not direct give and take. So when you keep Baba in between you and them, then it becomes an indirect exchange and it becomes seva. And wherever you are directly associated, Don't take care, don't give your thought, your time, your energy, your money to impure souls. Because if you do that, then you create a karmic account which will not allow you to be pure, peaceful, loveful. It will create an energy that is otherwise. Okay, Om Shanti. So this is Baba's message today. To advise, see but don't see. Forget everything with knowledge. And second is, don't have any transaction with impure souls. And who are those impure souls? They are standing and sitting around you right now. Yes, family members are part of that. So when you're in the family, keep Baba in between. Then it becomes seva, otherwise it becomes a karmic account and then you suffer. This is why in the family people are suffering, because it is give and take with impure souls which you are not taking care of. So be very wise in this area. Om Shanti.